lot of people that end up in here because they've been in a car accident, either a fender bender or a very traumatic accident where the car is flipped over, rolled over, and they've ended up in a lot of pain. We recommend that anybody that has been in any car accident absolutely gets your neck and your back checked by a chiropractor. It can take up to 2 years for the full effect of a car accident to let it sit in there long enough, so it can take up to 2 years before you feel the full effects from a car accident. Reason being is pain is typically the last symptom that arises when you have a problem. So we end up with ligament damage, soft tissue damage, misalignment, subluxations in the spine where we're ending up with pressure onto these soft nerves. We end up letting it sit in there, go through life like normal, little TLC from mama, and you're feeling better. Well, we end up letting it sit in there, and then we end up with bigger problems, irreversible problems. For every 24 hours that you have a misalignment in the spine or trauma to the spine and soft tissue, every 24 hours there's micro trauma that's irreversible. So we always want to make sure the sooner you get checked, the better, and then 2 years from now we're not going to be having these crazy things pop up that we don't understand or know where they came from, when really they're coming from an accident 2, 4, 6 years ago, and we're just now seeing them. So one thing that we see a lot with whiplash cases is ligament damage and trauma to the spine. So if that sits in there over a long enough time, we end up with degeneration that can be causing a whole lot of problems, numbness and tingling, and a whole lot of dysfunction. We don't want to go down that road. So the sooner you get checked, the better. Now, one thing that we see, now in your neck, you should have a backward C curve. So we should have a nice curve like this. Reason we want that is so we should have a curve like this, and your 10 to 15 pound bowling ball that sits up here should have spring to it, so we should be able to bounce up and down on that. Now this is what a whole lot of whiplash cases end up looking like. So these yellow lines here should be on this yellow line right here, so we do not have the proper curvature. This is already considered stage 1 of degenerative disc disease because we don't have the proper alignment. Now here we can see where we've got a break. It's called a break in George's line, where that has one is shearing off of the other. So we've got this one coming forward, that one going backward. The disc in between there is ending up with a shearing effect on it. So if that sits in there for a long enough time, this disc right here is going to end up degenerating. Now for this to happen, we've got to have soft tissue damage. There's a ligament that attaches right here, and what can happen is that gets injured in a whiplash, so flinging forward and then flinging backwards. That gets ripped, torn, or stretched. We get misalignment, and then it heals like this. Over 2 years' time, the nerve that's exiting out right here, coming down to our arms, our hands, coming out to function our thyroid glands here in the neck, and then coming down to function the body, end up with dysfunction. Weight of a dime on that nerve is going to cut the nervous system supply by 60%. So we end up with pressure on that nerve, and if it's just at this level, what happens if it's at other levels? It will spread above and below. We end up with a whole lot of problems that end up leading to more and more and more problems down the road. So that's why we recommend everybody get checked. The sooner that you can get it checked and know that you have a problem, the sooner that you can get it corrected.